And I'm only 37 years old.
Be a little mobile.
Goddesses and queens, it is your girl Yee. Welcome back to another video. So this is a little different, y'all. This is a sit down video. And we're gonna talk about women health, okay? About things that's currently going on with me. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and check out all the other videos. Become a part of the tribe because it takes a village to raise me. You know what I'm saying? My children, this thing called community, it takes a village to raise it. So go ahead and become a part of Yee's tribe, okay? And if you already a subscriber, a tribe member, what's up, sis? What's up, bro? Get your drinks, get your water, get whatever it is that you love to drink on, sip on your wine, and let's sit down and let's talk, girls. This more so a girls talk, okay? So let's talk about it. Hey y'all, so you guys know that I've been going through a lot of health issues. If you guys have been keeping up with my vlogs, you guys probably have already heard me complain about long menstruals, about just going through so much with my abdominal area, my womanhood, my womb. It's been going through a lot, which has been very challenging for me in general and for my marriage as well too. And I want to talk about that, and I'm going to tell you guys how it has, you know, affected me. And this is I'm talking to you guys now, which is December of 2024. This gonna be a long sit down. Y'all gonna see me through different stages of what I'm currently going through. But yes, girl, so let's talk about it. So right now, January the 6th, I have surgery. I have a date set for surgery for removal of ovarian cysts and also a ablation. Okay, and the reason that I wanted to make this video, y'all, because when I was looking up, searching, learning more about this ablation, about the removal, the removal of ovarian cysts, I've seen a lot of information coming from people that does not look like me. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a lot of in-depth information about it, and it just became, it's one of those things, even communicating with my girlfriends, it's one of those things that us women go through, that a lot of women go through, that a lot of women has done, procedures that have done, but we just don't feel comfortable talking about our area. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, like, now keep in mind, I'm not gonna lie, and we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff, okay? So I hope I stay in track. Now keep in mind, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been very open about what's going on with me, but I think because I am currently in the unknown stand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at the end of it. Like, now we have a solution, and now we might have something that's gonna help what's going on. But at the moment in time, like earlier on, like 2-3 weeks ago, like even a month ago, I wasn't comfortable even expressing what was going on with me, because honestly, I did not know. And honestly, I don't know, I just did not feel comfortable sharing what's going on. Even to right now, I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable, but currently I just do not feel comfortable talking about, you know, what's going on with me, because for some reason I feel like it's almost an embarrassment. And there's also that it's very uncomfortable, and it's very a rare area to talk about as a woman. So let's talk from the beginning. So earlier this year, like April, like I was having so much health issues, didn't know what was going on. At some point I felt it was messing with my mood. Like, I was very depressed at times, very aggravated, easily aggravated at times. And around April was the first time I experienced a 15-day period, y'all. My period was for 15 fucking days. And damn! And I just did not know what was going on. At some point, I even was having like palpitations in my sleep, y'all. I was scared. I did not know. My doctor was like 9-10 months. My previous doctor was 10 months out. My appointment was I think they had an appointment for me like in 2025. Like that was the only available appointment that they had, like closer to 2025. And I'm going through all of this palpitation, long periods, irritation, emotions all over the place. Girl, I thought I was going through menopause, baby, and I'm only 37 years old.
Woo! I'm going through it, bitch. I'm losing my motherfucking medulla.
So I'm like, well, maybe it's genetic. Oh my God, am I going through menopause? Oh girl, my libido was non-existent. Like I have that week of ovulation where it has me ready, but after that, girl, libido, sex drive, non-existent. Okay, then you had that going on. You had my moodiness, you had my emotions all over the place, and then on top of that, these long periods, girl. So finally I had to go ahead and make a doctor appointment. I had to change my doctor, and I made a doctor appointment. And when I went to the doctor appointment, this doctor is not an OB. This is my primary doctor, my PCP. So I had to get referred to OBG, to OBGYN. OB. I think it's OB. I'm not really sure. But not the GYN because I'm not pregnant. The OB, I think it is. That's how it's OG or something like that. So I had to go get referred to, you know, a doctor that can look into that. So my primary doctor, she detected that I actually had high blood pressure. Okay, so I was dealing with some high blood pressure. My blood pressure was super high, and that could have been the reason of the palpitation of you know, at night that I was experiencing from time to time. So, and then she tested me for thyroid. She's tested me for all of these things that could have been a possibility. Thank God my thyroid came back normal, so that wasn't an issue. And thyroid, I really don't know much about it, but I know it's something that affects the wound area as well too, with long periods, cramping and all type of stuff. So it wasn't that, thank God. So now we go to a OB. He runs me for tests. My doctor is a male doctor. He runs me for tests. He runs my hormones. My hormones come back normal, so I'm not going through menopause. It's not menopausal. Although my number was a little high, but it wasn't at the number where that is actually menopause. I think your number have to be like 41. My number was like 38. So it's high, but it's not where it's menopausal. So now we did ultrasound, and this ultrasound, so to do the blood work, he recommended my blood work to be done like after my period or during my period or something like that, so it could read my hormones very well. And then the ultrasound that I did was on my period as well too, because it shows the hormones or something like that. So when they did that ultrasound, they seen the cyst. The cyst is on my right side, my right ovary, and it's as big as a tennis ball, which is pretty big. And then at that moment in time, I was actually smaller, because right now I don't gain a little bit of weight again, but I was actually a little smaller. And he pretty much was saying, you know, I feel it so much because I also feel it during intimacy. So, and it's a discomfort during intimacy as well too. So that was another side effect that I was having because of this as well too. So I've been dealing with this discomfort during intimacy, and actually it has gotten better since I lost weight, which is crazy. But I was dealing with uncomfortable during intimacy for about 6-7 months. Okay, so it was causing that because I'm smaller and I could feel it more, and then that can also be the reason of my long menstruals as well too. And I was like, oh my God. So he pretty much, and then on top of that, ladies, you guys want to make sure you have a doctor that explains every little thing to you. So he gave me different options, which was, first he would have suggested birth control, but I forgot what was the reason. I think he said my cyst was just it's too big. Birth controls is not gonna help with that at this moment. He suggested hysterectomy. I'm probably saying that wrong. That's pretty much when they take your uterus out or something like that, but they leave your ovary so you don't go into menopause. And I might be saying all this incorrect. If you guys please feel free to correct me in the comments, but he suggested that, and then he suggested the removal of the cyst, and then he suggested abulation. The abulation is pretty much a heating something hot that they put around your, they pretty much wipe around your uterus, so it can go ahead and take any like lumps or anything that might be like affecting your uterus. That warm equipment, whatever it is, it's like a warm thing that they go around your uterus, and that's gonna wipe it out of whatever might burn out whatever lumps or tissues, extra tissues that doesn't belong there or anything like that. And that should, if not stop completely, or reduce your menstruals extremely. So he broke everything down to me, and I was like, well, I definitely want to do the ovary the removal of the ovary cyst, but he asked me did I wanted to have any more children, because it is a possibility that while moving the cyst, he might move one of my ovaries. He might, remove one by, because it's almost like the uterus, the cyst grows like a mushroom. So if he remove it, it's possible that that an ovary might come with it. And I was like, well, that's fine. I'm not planning on having kids. I got my tubes tied about 4 or 5 years ago. So we're not planning having any more children. But, the husband has expressed to me previously that he do want to have one more child, which I have considered and thought about it. But I also have left it in God's hands. You know what I'm saying? If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But, having children is not in a plan, so it's not a big deal. And then the abulation, I was like, because it's not a surgery that requires like actually cutting or anything. It's a non-intensive procedure, because it doesn't need you to get cut or anything like that. And I felt more comfortable trying that out first instead of going straight to the other one. I can't remember the name right now, but that's the one that they pretty much remove your uterus, but they don't take the ovaries, so you won't go into menopause. So I told them, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? But ever since then, like I said, I've been still been dealing with heavy periods. As of right now, guys, I only have 10 to 12 days without a period. So half of the month I'm without a period, and the other half, literally the whole complete other half of the month, I'm on a period. Last month my period came on from November 19th to December 4th. Like, those how long my period on. And here we are, my period came off on the 4th. Here we are on the 15th, and I'm having symptoms on the 14th, and I'm having symptoms already that is about to come on. I'm cramping, I had a headache, or whatever the case may be. And once it comes on, it don't goes off until the next month. The good thing that come January 6th, I do have my surgery. After doing intensive research, I don't know if mine is going to be a little different, because, and this is questions that I'm going to ask very soon, which I'm going to tell you guys, but I don't know if mine's going to be a little different, because they have to actually remove a cyst as well too. But just the abulation itself, they say it takes about 20 to 25 minutes to do that surgery. So it's a very quick surgery, but mine's might be a little bit more different, because they actually have to do a removal. I have my pre-op appointment with my doctor to discuss the time of the surgery, December the 20th. And also I'm gonna ask those questions, which I just, I'm thinking, would that require cutting, and how long will the surgery be? I don't know that at this moment in time. I'm gonna come back and talk to y'all December 20th or around that time to update y'all. The percentage of this, the ovulation itself, when it comes to the reducing of menstruals, there is a 30% chance that it might not work. You know, you have women that it works for them and they never experience a period, or they experience it so light that they need is a panty liner, you know, while that time is on. You have women that have only had no periods for just a couple of months, and it goes right back into it, and now they are required to get that other surgery. You have women, you know, that, like I said, has the surgery and don't have a problem anymore. Of course, me personally, I am praying for the best result, but like I said, I'm leaving everything in God's hands. I definitely, you guys, if you guys see me on my actual channel, when I actually do my vlogging, you guys know that I am a big believer of natural remedies. So you guys know that I did my research. Naturally, it is told, or it is, you know, naturally what I have learned or researched is that castor oil, if you rub it in your abdominal area for a long period of time, the time frame is not disclosed, it's not really said because everyone is different, but they do say that if you rub 100% castor oil around that area, around your abdominal area, that can reduce or eliminate the cyst itself. Because it was impacting me so tremendously, I just couldn't, I cannot even like take the time to try to see if that really works, and if it doesn't, go ahead. I just Good morning, Yee Tribe. This is Editing Yee. So just want to say, in this part right here, I did rub black castor oil in my womb area unto the surgery, hoping that they'll do something. But of course, you know, we continued. But I did rub castor oil until surgery instead of, because normally what people do, they'll rub it until the next time they feel like they want to do another ultrasound to see if it reduced the size of the ovary. I just want this to be done and over it, and I just want to get back to myself. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I have no control of my body right now, and like, I'm not trying to get emotional, but you know, I'm all about health. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you guys something, and I'm trying to stay in track, but I was on high blood pressure, you know, a couple of months ago, 40 grams every single day, you know what I'm saying, and I reduced that to just taking half of that every other 2 days by just eating right, exercising, putting the right things into my body so it can be able to reduce its own blood pressure, you know what I'm saying. So I'm really big in healing myself with natural remedies, but this has impacted me in so many different levels that I just did not want to take the time or do the research to try to naturally heal myself. I just wanted to go do what I got to do, because honestly I feel like it has gotten worse and worse and worse. So girl, take me to the doctor, like, lay me that, do what you gotta do, doctor, please make this thing go away. That is where I'm at with it, y'all. I just could not. But if anybody has a smaller cyst and it's not, you know, causing you long distance of long-term menstruals, you know, and all these other stuff, I would definitely recommend take the time, a year, 2 years, a year and a half, to see if the castor oil works for you or not. Focus on castor oil. And there's also ovary reducing yoga that I do every night, or try to do every night, that also will help as well too. And just, you know, eating right, as clean as possible, no processed food, no anything like that, a very clean diet, and maybe that will help reduce or eliminate your ovaries, your cysts. Okay, I do want to give that nugget out there. There is natural ways to cure this or to reduce this or to eliminate it. But baby girl, Miss Ma'am right here, I was like, no, I cannot deal with these long periods, baby. And I was gonna take the time to try to like see while the surgery was coming, but girl, I just been so like about this whole situation. Like, let's get into it, girl. Let's get into the real deal. Like, not like this have really like hindered my self-esteem as a woman itself. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't feel like, as you guys, I don't know if you guys even notice, like I've been covered up a lot more with the outfits that I'm picking because I just don't feel beautiful. I don't feel like it has really affected my self-esteem. I don't feel attractive enough. It's been messing with me mentally, y'all. And then comes the thoughts, the emotional thoughts, looking down on yourself, not thinking you're enough. Like, it has really affected my emotional, my emotions as well too. It's just really have affected me tremendously. You know what I'm saying? But now that I feel as if, not that I feel open talking about it, but when the topic get presented or when the opportunity get presented, I do talk about it. And me talking about it actually made me realize that there's so many other women that are experiencing the same thing, that have experienced the same thing, that have already gotten the surgery. And this is common, ladies. Like, this is a common issue in our community, and no one is talking about it, and no one is educating us, and no one is preparing us for these things. Even as menopause, like, you don't have anyone really talking about it. And if you ask your auntie, your mama, your sisters, or whatever, somebody knows something about something because they have experienced it, or they know somebody that have experienced it. But it's not something that people feel comfortable talking about, and which is unfortunate, because then you have the younger girls like myself that's now going through this very mature experience that's completely lost on what can and how to handle this, So I want to encourage every woman, like, to talk to your younger family members, young ladies that look up to you, all of this, because we need to know. We should not be going through this alone, where, we don't know where we can get this information. But I also understand that people have to be ready to talk about it. People have to be ready to talk about it, because this is not something that I was ready to talk about. Me doing my research for the last couple of weeks, because now we're at crunch time where my pre-op is coming up. The surgery is right after the holidays. Like, literally, it's Christmas, New Year's, and Black Monday is my surgery. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm doing my research, and I came to realize, like, this is something that a lot of people are going through, and no one is talking about it. A lot of women go through, and no one is talking about it. So yes, girl, I think I have covered everything that I wanted to talk about today. We could talk about the insurance a little bit later, but yeah, this also, some of it is coming out of pocket as well too. My insurance paying for some of it, but I have to pay for another portion of it, and we could talk about it some more later on. I'm gonna check in with you guys December the 20th, around that time, just to let you guys know what's coming up, what was said. And I'm not really sure if I'm most likely gonna pick up the camera when it happens, after it happens, and stuff like that, so we could talk about it. And we're gonna talk about everything under the sun. And if you guys have any questions, baby, comment it down below. But once again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It is your girl. Good morning, goddesses and queens. This is an update from the surgery sit down vlog. Today is surgery day, actually. As you guys know, I'm getting a cesarean ovarian cesarean removal, and I'm also getting a ablation as well too today. My appointment is at 10:30. Gotta be there at 8:15. I did not eat anything after midnight last night. My blood pressure has been high, skyrocketed high. I haven't checked it this morning. I'm gonna go check it in a few minutes if I have a chance to. Hopefully it's not as high this morning. I did pretty much eat pretty clean yesterday. I had fruits. I had soursop juice. If you guys know what that is so much beneficial. It actually worked like a laxative. Didn't have a clue, baby. I've been on go since I dropped that. I had pickled okra, pickled garlic. I had a veggie sub. So everything that I had yesterday was pretty clean. I'm hoping that helped with my blood pressure today. Girl, so today is the surgery. I'm super nervous. I'm not super nervous. I'm actually pretty good, but I can tell something is wrong with me. Not something is wrong with me, but something is on my mind. Woke up in the middle of the night just thinking, just praying. Been trying to keep busy so it won't be on my mind. So even though I'm not nervous, but something is on my mind, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to avoid dwelling on it, but here we are. So I'm gonna try to bring you guys along as much as I can once we get to the doctor's office, changing and all that good stuff. So yeah, come along with me and let's see how this day's going. All right.
Are you allergic to any medication? Do you have any heart problems at all? Are you on a baby accident?
That's so bad.
Hey, goddesses and queens. It's a couple of hours later. After the surgery was pretty good. The doctor was able to remove the cyst without having to remove my ovary, that's good. That was his biggest concern because cysts tend to grow like mushrooms deep in the ovary, and sometimes while removing it, sometimes it causes them to have to remove their ovary. But thank God that was not the case. He did see a fibroid in there, so he removed that. He removed, any additional tissues or anything like that. So overall, he said there was no complications. It was a successful surgery. I don't know if they put something down my throat or anything, but my throat is hurting. I'm coughing. But overall, I am on some perks, so that's why I feel kind of, fucked up. I am discharging a little bit of blood and a little bit of some other shit, but overall I feel good. I'm cramping not too bad, probably a 5, probably a 4 or 5. I feel it more when I walk and be a little mobile, but when I'm sitting down I don't feel much of it. But yeah, the hubby is here with me.
My nerves.
So yeah, not too bad, y'all. Besides, how you feel after surgery, besides that, it's really not too bad. I'm gonna go home, rest, eat. But yeah, just was Just checking in. Talk to you guys later.